Good morning, students. Today we are continuing with the third part of natural vegetation and wildlife. Till now we have done three types of vegetation: tropical evergreen forests, tropical deciduous forests, and thorn forests. Today we are going to do the next two types of forests. They are montane forests and mangrove forests. Now, what do you mean by montane forests? Montane forest means forests which we find in the hilly areas. Mainly when we talk about the Himalayas, we see that here we have the montane forests. In mountainous areas, the decrease in temperature with increasing altitude leads to change in the natural vegetation. That is, as we go higher in the mountainous areas, temperature declines. So, at different altitudes, we find different types of vegetation. We have been given the vegetation from tropical to tundra. Different types of vegetation are there, which starts from the foothills of Himalayas to the highest level of the Himalayas. So we have varied varieties of, or the varied range of vegetations from tropical to tundra vegetation. So we start with the different types of vegetation over Himalayas. So what are they? We have to start with temperate forests or temperate vegetation, wet temperate vegetation, which we find in between a height of 1000 to 2000 meters. Between this height, the type of vegetation is temperate forests, where we see evergreen broadleaf trees such as oaks and chestnuts. So that means they are thick forest first of all, because their height is low and they have broad leaves. Then as we go further higher altitude, between 1500 to 3000 meters, we find temperate forests. Earlier it was wet temperate type of forest. Now it is temperate forests. These forests contains trees which have coniferous trees, which are called as coniferous trees, which are in the shape of a triangle. Such kind of trees you will find. Examples, we have pine, deodar, silver fir, spruce, etc. Cedar spruce, etc. That is between 1500 to 3000 meters. Now these forests, wet temperate forest and the temperate forest, these are found mostly in the southern slopes of the Himalayas, where we see there is a high amount of rainfall. Places especially having high altitude in southern India and in the northeast India, we find these type of forests. At higher elevation, as you go further higher in the Himalayas, we find temperate grasslands which are very common. At the height of more than 3600 meters, we find temperate forests and grasslands which give way to the alpine vegetation, which is another kind of vegetation, alpine vegetation, where you will find trees like silver fir, junipers, pines, birches are very common in this alpine vegetation. As you go further high What kind of vegetation we are going to see? Definitely, as you go higher, children, the trees will become little stunted. There will be less amount of trees and their height also will reduce as you go higher, and there will be less amount of the trees also, because as you go higher temperature further declines. So after the as alpine vegetation, as you go higher you will also reach to the snow line little bit. So where you will see a progressive stunted growth of these trees. So ultimately through shrubs and scrubs, they merge into alpine grasslands. So as you go little higher from alpine vegetation, it will turn into alpine grasslands. These grasslands, you will see mainly they are being used for grazing purposes by the nomads. Nomads are the people, those who live on the basis of this cattle which will graze the lands. For example, we have Gujars and Bakarwals. These are the nomads whom we find in these alpine grasslands. As we go further higher altitude, we find tundra vegetation, where we find mosses and lichens. So children, in mountain forests, we see that as you go higher, temperature declines, because of which we see a varieties of vegetation belts over here. From temperate forests to tundra forest we find. In the lower hills of the Himalayas, especially in the southern part of the Himalayas, we find wet temperate and temperate forests. As we go higher, we also see alpine vegetation. Further higher, we see alpine grasslands, and at very high altitude, we see tundra vegetation also. Coming to the animals which are found here are Kashmir stag, spotted deer, wild sheep, jackrabbit, Tibetan antelope, yak, snow leopard, squirrels, etc. Even we see some animals which are we know a lot, like shaggy horn, wild ibex, bear, red panda, sheep, goats with thick hair. We find these kind of animals at higher altitudes. That completes your montane forests. We come to the next type of forests, which are called as mangrove forests. Mangrove doesn't mean mango, children. Mangrove forests are the forests which are found mainly in the delta regions. Mainly in the delta regions, they are found mainly in the areas which are formed due to the tides. So they are also called as tidal forests also. They are given another name. They are also called as tidal forests. What do we see here mainly? We see lot of amount of mud and silt that accumulated on such coast. So they are mainly found near the, as I told you, they are tidal forest. They are found near the coastal areas. Dense mangroves are common varieties with roots of the plants submerged under the water. If you see the figure which is given over here, what will you see here is that if you will see this figure, you will see the roots, they are under the water. So that is a peculiar or unique feature of these mangrove forests also. Next then, the deltas, for example, as I told you, they are mainly found in the delta regions. So the delta, the famous delta regions of our India, we have the Ganga Brahmaputra Delta region, which is also called as Sundarbans Delta. Other than that, we have Mahanadi Delta, we have Krishna Delta, we have Godavari, Kaveri. In all these delta regions, we find mangrove forests. In the Ganga Brahmaputra Delta, which is the world's largest delta also, as we know, here we find a mangrove tree which is called as Sundari tree, which is very famous. It provides durable hard timber. That is why this Sundari tree is very famous. Other than this Sundari tree, we also find trees like palm, coconut, Kiora, agar, etc. These are the names of the trees, and most of them we find only in the delta areas. We all know that in Sundarbans Delta, we have a famous animal found in these forests, and that is known as Royal Bengal tiger. Other than Royal Bengal tiger, we also find few more animals here like turtles, crocodiles, ghadials, snakes, etc. that are also found in the mangrove forests. Children, we have completed all the 5 types of vegetations which are found in our country. There is a question asked here in a table which is just given below the mangrove forest. If you see, there is a question given under this topic. Let's discuss. And I want you to answer them, both the questions. First question is, what will happen if plants and animals disappear from the earth's surface? Children, do you think we human beings will be able to survive if there are no plants and animals on the earth's surface? So you can think answer and give me when I'll do the online class. Second question here is, can the human being survive under such a situation? Third question, why is biodiversity necessary? Do you know what is biodiversity? We have varieties of plants, varieties of animals on the earth's surface. This is what we call it as biodiversity. So this biodiversity, do you think is necessary? And why should it be conserved? Why do you think that it should be conserved, this biodiversity, varieties of plants, animals, why should we conserve them? That is a question for you, children. So we'll discuss in the online class. Find out. It's very interesting and very simple question. So find out the answer for them. Today we know that in our country, not only it is the wildlife which is disappearing, there are also many medicinal plants which are disappearing. Why? Because you might have heard of the name Ayurveda. Ayurveda, this uses lots of plants for making their medicines. Under the Ayurvedic system, they make lot of medicines from the plants. So we see lots of plants also are disappearing. So we need to conserve even the plants. We have always heard about conservation of wild animals, but it is also necessary that we have to conserve certain number of plants also which are disappearing very fast. And these plants are very useful and they cure lots of diseases. We have few examples over here under this table where it is given as medicinal plants. So India is known for its herbs and spices from ancient times. Some 2000 plants have been described in Ayurveda and at least 500 are in regular use. The World Conservation Union's Red List. You know what do you mean by Red List? Red List means the plants which are in the endangered list. Now what do you mean by endangered? There is a stage endangered. After the endangered, they will enter into a stage which is called as extinct. So if we don't take endangered species plants, we don't protect them, they will enter into extinct stage, after which we will not get that variety of plant at all. So we need to conserve them. So the World Conservation Union's Red List has named 352 medicinal plants, of which 52 are critically threatened. Out of 352 medicinal plants which are also in an endangered list, 52 are more critically, completely they are going to exist after few years, and 49 also in endangered list which have to be taken care. And the commonly used plants in Ayurveda are, these are the examples. Children, you can learn one of the use of these plants. First one is Sarpagandha. The name is first medicinal plant it is, which is used in the Ayurveda. What are these Sarpagandha? Now what is Sarpagandha? It is used to treat blood pressure. It is found only in India. I am sure children, all of you might be knowing what do you mean by blood pressure. At your home, sometimes some people have this BP which goes up and down. So that is under control, and for that Sarpagandha is used. Next one, Jamun. I am sure all of you love this jamun to eat. What is this? The juice from this ripe fruit is used to prepare vinegar. Again we hear this name vinegar, which is carminative and diuretic and has digestive properties. It will digest your food. The powder of the seed, even the seed is so good. It is used for controlling diabetes. Again, we children know this, what is diabetes. Many of the patients are suffering in the world with this diabetes, which is increase in the sugar level in our body. Then we have the tree called as Arjun. The fresh juice of these leaves cures the earache, the pain in the ear. It is also used even to regulate our blood pressure. Then we have Babool. You might have heard of a name of a paste which is called as Babool toothpaste. You know why it is used in the toothpaste? The leaves first of all are used as cure for the eye sores, and its gum is used as a tonic for the teeth also. It has neem again. Many times we see our mothers, they even use this neem leaves. Why it is so? Because it has high antibiotic and antibacterial properties. Whenever a child or anybody gets smallpox, chickenpox, after generally these kind of leaves are put near that person's bed, because they have this kind of antibiotic and antibacterial properties. Then Tulsi, I'm sure nowadays during the COVID, many of your mothers must be preparing the tea by using Tulsi because it cures your cough and cold. And the last one we have kachnar. It is used to cure asthma and ulcers. The buds and roots also are good for digestive problems. So we have many plants. These are few examples. Like this, there are many plants which are used for making of various medicines. Various oils are made from this so that the diseases can be cured by using these medicines, and oils are also used to cure also for the cure of different types of diseases. It is cure skin diseases, etc. That completes, children, your vegetation part. Listen to all the videos which I have made on the first part of the chapter, that is complete vegetation, because in the next video we'll continue with the next part of the chapter, that is wildlife and the protection of wildlife. So the first part, go through it, listen to the videos and do the questions which I have given in between the chapters. That's all, children, for today. Have a good day.